What I have here is the Tesla Model 3, also known as one of the best-selling cars in the United States, mainly because of its advanced technology, beautiful minimalistic design, and remarkable safety features. And today, I'm going to tell you all about it. Stay tuned. What's poppin', what's Gucci, guys? If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Like I've mentioned before in almost all of my videos, the Tesla Model 3 has completely taken the world by storm and has become one of the world's most renowned vehicles. What I noticed after 5 months of creating content here on YouTube is that I still haven't made a beginner's guide to a Tesla Model 3 yet, so that's going to be the main focus of today's video. We're going to go over things like how to operate the car, how to navigate through the touchscreen, and ultimately how to charge your car, because those are the fundamental basics and probably the most important things you need to know initially. And since the title of this video is the Ultimate Beginner's Guide, I'm going to try and do my best to keep everything super high level so that every Tesla newbie will be comfortable enough to drive their car as soon as they take delivery. But besides learning about those topics, you know what else is important before taking delivery? Ordering your Tesla's accessories, which is why I want to thank EV Wraps for sponsoring today's video. EV Wraps specializes in making premium wraps for all Tesla cars at really great prices. One of the most popular items is the center console wraps for the Model 3 and the Model Y, and they have many different styles to select from for only $29.99. If your installation was not successful on one of the pieces, they'll even send you one replacement piece for free. They also have a lot of other products such as the carbon fiber dash wrap, which I recently installed on my Tesla Model 3, and I really like it because it matched perfectly to my center console that's also wrapped. If you use my promo code JTESLA, you'll get 10% off on orders over $50 and free shipping, so make sure to go check them out in the description below. Now back to the video. So before we learn how to operate the car, let's go back outside. The first thing you want to know is how to open the doors, because unlike a regular car, the Model 3 has flush door handles, similar to the Nissan GT-R and a couple of those other high-end sports cars, so opening it is a little bit different. To open the doors, just push in with your thumb like so, and then pull. Alright, now that we're inside the car, the first thing you want to do is set up your driver profiles. Because the next time you enter your car, the seats will be in easy entry mode, similar to like what mine is right now, which will basically allow you to maneuver easily in and out of the car. So to set up your driver profile, it's super easy. All you really have to do is press on this little human icon here. What you'll notice on my side is there's already profiles in my folder here, but what you want to do is press on driver profile settings. It'll have you enter your name here. So for example, if your name was Paul, you would just enter your name, press enter, and it'll have you adjust your mirrors as well as your steering wheel. So if you press on one of these, it'll have you adjust it, and then you can do so by using the scroll wheels on your steering wheel. So after you're done with that, you're all good to go. Since we're all adjusted now, let's go over how to operate the car. Alright, this is the driver's point of view. So to put the car into drive, all you have to do is press on the brake down there, and then pull this lever all the way down. What you'll see here is the letter D. That means you're ready to drive. And my car right now is on hold mode because that's just the settings that I put onto the car. But if you let go of the brake now and then just lightly tap on the accelerator, the car begins to move. And you probably can't see it too well right now just because, well, I'm holding the camera and driving at the same time. But if you let go of the accelerator here, the first thing you should notice is that your car slows down pretty much to like a full stop. And that's the regenerative braking. And regen braking, as they call it, is super cool because it really reduces the amount of times that I need to press on the brakes. For example, if I'm pulling up to an intersection and I need to turn right, I don't really need to press on the brake because regen braking already does it for me. So all I have to do is just lightly let go of the accelerator, then the regen braking kicks in. I just have to look both ways and then I'm ready to just go on the road. But again, regen braking does not put you into a complete stop usually. So for example, if I'm pulling up to a red light and somebody's in front of me, what I'll do is I'll lightly let go of the accelerator just so that regen braking kicks in. And then when it comes to a low enough speed, I'll finally just come to a complete stop by pressing onto the brake. Next is putting your car into reverse. And to do this, it's really easy. Just do the opposite of putting it into drive. So just like putting the car into drive, what you have to do is press on the brake, and then instead of putting it all the way down, you push it all the way up. And then you'll see the R symbol and then also the camera. And then you should also hear a strange sound. So don't be alarmed by that sound. That's just the sound that it makes. So if you let go of the brake and then lightly tap on the accelerator, the car should start moving. So now that we know how to put the car into drive and reverse, the next thing to know is how to put the car into neutral. Putting the car into neutral from the parked position versus the driving position is a little bit different. So since the car is parked right now, what you have to do is just press on the brake again, and then instead of pushing or pulling the lever all the way up or down, you'll just sort of lightly do it instead. and then it should show the letter N on a touchscreen. And then if you were driving, for example, instead of pushing onto the brake, because again, you're going to be like moving, so you don't want to brake check anybody, but if you are moving, instead of pushing on the brake, you'll just pretty much do the same thing. You'll just lightly push it up or down. So either way. Lastly, what I want to show you is how to put your car's parking brakes on, because for example, if you were like in SF where it's like super sloped and you want to park somewhere, your car's going to end up rolling down the hill unless this parking brake is on. So usually every single time I get home, I'll put the parking brakes on just because it's become habit. But to do this, just come to a complete stop and then press and hold for about a second, and you should notice that this red symbol should pop up. So yeah, that's pretty much the operating basics of the car, and I guess I should tell you guys about autopilot as well, because why get a Tesla if you're not going to get autopilot, right? So to do this, whenever you're driving, whether it's through the city or like on the freeway or whatever, as long as you're driving, just pull down on this drive stalk twice. So it should be like this. And I can't do it right now, obviously, because I'm parked. But as soon as you do that, it should make like a weird dinging sound. That should indicate that you're in autopilot mode, and then you should be all good to go. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that your hand should technically stay on the wheel. So just don't fall asleep when you're driving or anything like that, because in case anything does happen, you want to make sure that you can take over the car. Okay, so now we're going to lightly just touch on the touchscreen, just go over the basics of the touchscreen, what you need to know in regards to like the dash cam viewer and things like that. Alright, you guys, we're going to quickly go over the touchscreen right now, not too much in detail, but pretty much first impressions, what you'll see here is a ton of icons on the touchscreen. And I know it may seem like a lot at first, but I promise you it's a lot cleaner than your traditional ICE car, just because those functions are scattered all over the place. So Tesla was able to make this a lot cleaner, a lot more minimalistic, just putting everything on the touchscreen. So just right off the bat, what you'll see here is obviously your car, and to open your frunk and your trunk and your charge port, it's going to be through these three buttons here. The trunk can be opened manually from the back, but your frunk cannot. So in order to open your frunk, you can only do it on your smartphone, or you have to do it in the touchscreen. The next thing you should see here on the touchscreen is obviously this huge map here that pretty much shows you all of the supercharging locations, and I always use navigation in this car just because regardless of it's 2 miles, 5 miles, or 10 miles away, it really routes you to like the fastest way to get to your destination. So I always use it, plus it looks really cool when I'm driving. And then again, these are the supercharging icons, and if you press on this little lightning icon on the bottom right here, it'll show you all of the destination chargers in addition to all of the superchargers available. So that's only useful like if you don't have free supercharging or if you're like traveling far away. I typically just never use it just because I always use the superchargers. And then up here you obviously have your time, your temperature, and if you press on this little T, it'll show you your VIN number and mileage on the car. Your driver profiles again. This is Sentry mode, so if you press on it, it'll blink red, and that means Sentry mode is on right now. So I don't really need it to be on right now just because I am in the car. This is your dash cam. So if you're parked, you can press on it, and then you should be able to click on launch viewer, and it shows you all of your dash cam footage from whenever that Sentry mode was on, or whenever you were driving and an accident happens and you honk the horn. Whatever the reason may be, you can see all of the footage through this viewer. So you can play around with it once you take delivery, but it shows you all of the clips, and then you can obviously delete from here. You can scroll through or scrub through the footage. It's super cool, and I think all cars should have this feature. But yeah, moving forward, what you should see here is the LTE symbol, Bluetooth, and then down here where this little car icon is, if you press on it, it'll bring up your quick controls, your lights, your display, driving. So for example, earlier when we were showing you the regen braking, if you don't like regen braking, you'll just turn it to low, and then steering mode, whichever you prefer. So over 90% of the car's options can pretty much be changed through this little car icon here. And then obviously you have your music symbol, so you can play the radio or music from your phone. And if you press on this little up button here, it'll bring up more features to press into. For example, like your rear view camera, the web browser, entertainment, which is where all of your games are stored, as well as your theater mode. So theater is where you play Netflix and things like that, but I'm not on Wi-Fi right now, so I can't play it. And then you have Toy Box, which is where you can access things like your sketch pad, change your car into Mars mode, Santa mode, Rainbow Road, which is sort of like the Mario theme. And then Tracks, which is the beat maker, Emissions, where you make your car fart. So if you press on it, just like a little fun feature that Elon decided to add. But yeah, the car is really easy to get used to. You have your heated seats, your climate control. Everything is pretty obvious what they are. So as soon as you take delivery of your car, just play around with the touchscreen. Just press into like all of these buttons just to see what everything is, and just get familiar with where everything is as well. Lastly, what I want to touch on is how to charge your car, because as fun as a Tesla is, you're eventually going to run low on battery, so you need to know how to charge your car. So just at a very high level, you have several options when it comes to charging your car. You can charge your car at home, you can charge it at a local EV charger, and you can supercharge your car. Charging at home is usually going to be the most convenient method, just because you can pull into your garage, plug in the charger, and you're good to go. And to charge at home, it's really simple. You either need a 110 outlet, which is like what you plug your iPhone into, which is super slow by the way, so I don't recommend it, or you can use a 220 or a 240 volt outlet, which is like what you use to plug in your washer and dryer into. To charge your car at a local EV charger, Tesla will include an adapter with your charging bundle, so all you have to do is plug that adapter into the end of the charger and then plug it into your car. After you're done charging, just remove the charger and then you're pretty much good to go. Just make sure not to forget about your adapter. And lastly, we have supercharging, which is really easy. You basically just reverse into a supercharging spot and then plug your car in. I have another video on the channel that highlights more specifically how to charge your car, and I just uploaded a supercharging video last week, so both of those videos will be in the description below. If you want to be 100% prepared after taking delivery, I would highly recommend you check out those videos afterwards. Alright guys, that sums up today's video. I wanted to make this video because I noticed a lot of the beginner's guides on YouTube were either too long or they were just not simple enough, and I wanted to do my best to ease everyone's way into a Tesla as much as possible. And to anyone and everyone waiting for the Teslas right now, I just want to say congratulations. I'm super excited for you because I still remember the day that my delivery specialist pulled up with my car into my garage. I literally could not stop smiling because of how happy I was. The moment I started driving the car around, my life changed completely, as I'm sure it'll change your life as well. And to anyone who hasn't ordered a Tesla yet, what are you guys doing? Use my referral link down in the description so that you get 1,000 free supercharging miles with your purchase. With that being said, make sure to check out the other videos on my channel. I post Tesla related content at least once a week, so make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the little bell so that you can get notified on when a new video comes out. But as always, you guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.